Heat 2, this time it's Lyd Clark's kart Sam White on pole position, with Pontefract Pirates' James McFadden on the front row. Loopy Pistons leads Cameron Ritchie, and Alaman three-legged team driver Carl Parkin start on row 2. Once again we have onboard cameras mounted on Teesside Tigers, with Connor Lucas starting on grid 13 and Steve Allen for Stockton Sprinters on grid 18. Rolling up to the start line now, waiting for the green flag. The flag is flying and we're racing down to turn 1. Sam White on pole position is going to make the whole shot into turn 1, but it's ahead of Cameron Ritchie for Leeds. And Danny Paxman up from 5th to go 3rd as they go into the S's for the first time. Filtering down, it gets a bit narrow and Steve Allen's lost it in the squeeze. Out of hairpin 1, it's still Sam White. Danny Paxman down the inside of Cameron Ritchie to go 2nd for Lakeside Lions. But Loopy Pistons coming straight back at him. Ritchie looking to the inside, Paxman moves over and hangs on to 2nd. Hairpin 3, Ritchie trying again, throwing up the inside. Can he get it done this time? The road's going to go back in Paxman's favour. He'll have the inside for hairpin 4, but will lose momentum. And Tim Knox for Throttle Warriors trying to put a move on James McFadden, and he's through to 4th. Look at the queue behind the leaders here, on board with Connor Lucas. That's Danny Harwood, who's had a great start from the back of the grid. Tim Knox for Throttle Warriors down the inside of Cameron Ritchie. Towing with him Carl Parkin and James McFadden. Teesside Thunder off the road after contact with Barrington Smith. From Health for Heroes, Danny Harwood down the inside of Ritchie in hairpin 1. Ritchie trying to find a way past Steve Ayres in Team Sport, giving Connor Lucas a run, but it's Daniel Gardner getting a better run off hairpin 2. And Connor Lucas is down to 10th. And Hackworth is looking down the inside of Ayres into hairpin 3. Oh, the slightest contact on Daniel Gardner has spun her out. And Lucas is through to 8. John Payton down the inside of Team Sport Steve Ayres before he can get the door closed. So Cosley Cougars up to 9th on the lap 3. And Tim Knox for Throttle Warriors looking down the inside of Danny Paxman. There's heavy contact, but the door was half open. You've got to jump in when you can. Paxman comes back in 6th place. Danny Harwood going for the 2nd place for Pontefract Punishers, and he's through. He's got the inside line for hairpin 2. Knox will try the crisscross, but it's Carl Parkin for 3 legs getting a run. So Tim Knox for Throttle Warriors, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. He's down to 4th place. Behind Connor Lucas, Danny Paxman. So he's down to 7th now, just ahead of Steve Ayres in Team Sport. On to lap 4. And Chris Hackworth is lining up James McFadden for turn 1. Is he going to jump in? Yes, he is. Birmingham Wheels up to 5th place, and it looks as though it's time up for Sam White in the lead. Here comes Danny Harwood down the inside into hairpin 1, and Pontefract Punishers lead for the first time. And we've got a 3-way dice over 2nd place, with Connor Lucas joining in with James McFadden to make it a 5-way dice for 2nd. And it's Chris Hackworth getting the best run off hairpin 2, and he's through to 3rd place. Knox looking to slide in behind to stop Parkin getting through. Anybody going to throw it to the inside? Knox going defensive, as is Hackworth. And this is just letting Danny Harwood and Sam White stay away. Lucas now looking for a way past Parkin, but he's not got the best exit off hairpin 4, and he's lost a kart length. So it's Pontefract Punishers from Lyd Clark's karts. Birmingham Wheels under pressure from Throttle Warriors, turning into turn 1 ahead of 3 legs. Look at the lead that Harwood's pulled out. He's gone. Sam White still got a couple of kart lengths on Hackworth. Teesside Tigers, Connor Lucas now looking for a way past Parkin, as Knox is looking for a way past Hackworth, and he's done it, but they're both slow off the corner. Knox on the defensive down a South Bank bend, and Carl Parkin is closing in. Who's going to throw up the inside into hairpin 3? There's a yellow flag that temporarily stops the racing. Past the incident, back on, and Lucas is down the inside of Parkin. Carl Parkin half asleep, but he's got a better exit off hairpin 4. Chris Hackworth hard on the bumper of Tim Knox over start finish, looking down at turn 1. It's not on. Knox has got the door closed. Sam White's run wide on the exit. How far is he going to go? And he's lost out to Knox. Can he stay ahead of Hackworth? He can't. He's down to 4th place, and now he's down to 5th as Connor Lucas dives through. Sloppy driving from Sam White. has cost him big time, and he's wobbled off the hairpin 2 curb, and that will give Carl Parkin a chance and a run into South Bank Bend. So Tim Knox in second place for the Throttle Warriors, ahead of Birmingham Wheels' Chris Hackworth. Connor Lucas for Teesside Tigers in 4th. We're through half distance now, and Danny Harwood for Pontefract Punishers is long gone, but we've got a great battle on for second place. Knox holding off Hackworth. Connor Lucas looking for a mistake. Hackworth ran wide, got back in on the curb before Lucas could get through. And Sam White under pressure in the background there from Carl Parkin. He's lost out to 3 legs. So Parkin back in 5th. Look at the lead that Danny Harwood's got. He's already in South Bank Bend, off the bumper of Connor Lucas. He's got 5-6 kart lengths on Carl Parkin for 3 legs. Tidy line in. Just ran a little bit wide for Knox, but that puts Hackworth on the outside. It's a long way round and it won't work. Connor Lucas has turned too tight and he's lost the momentum that he was gaining on Chris Hackworth. And Hackworth now looking once again for 3rd, forcing Knox for the Throttle Warriors in narrow into turn 1. That might give Hackworth a run down to the hairpin. Is he going to launch it up the inside on the brakes? Here he comes late now, and it's a lovely move from Chris Hackworth, and he's through. Lucas now on the outside. He'll be looking to work the crisscross. He hasn't really got the run off the corner he was expecting. He's looking over his shoulder. Here comes Carl Parkin for 3 legs, who's been strung off hairpin 2. And we've now got a 4-way dice in the fight for second place behind Chris Hackworth, who goes in narrow in hairpin 3. A nibble there from Carl Parkin. Knox gets a chance to throw it up the inside in a hairpin 4. Hackworth gives him room and keeps up his momentum. And Connor Lucas has got nowhere to go except to follow. He's looking down the inside. Knox has got it covered. Oh, and look at the run that's given Carl Parkin round the outside. Opportunist move from Carl Parkin, and he's following Knox through to 3rd. What a move from Carl Parkin for 3 legs. Hackworth down to 4th. Lucas in 5th. Sam White now back in the game in 6th. Great racing at the front of the Elite Karting League here. Knox takes a look over his shoulder. Parkin's been strung down to South Bank Bend, so he goes now to hold him off. Parkin will look to slide up the inside into hairpin 3. Is he going to go? Here he comes. Down the inside, backing in on the brakes. He's through. Great move from Parkin up to 2nd. Lucas now taking a chance to go down the inside. And Hackworth now finds himself in 5th. But he had to go in deep. And look, Hackworth has got him on the exit. Over start finish and on to the final lap. 6 seconds down on Danny Harwood for Pontefract Punishers. Hackworth going narrow to hold off Teesside Tigers. Tries to stop it on the apex, can't get it done. And they're side by side into the S's. Daniel Gardner side by side with Bobby Conway. She's recovering from that early off. And Teesside Angry Birds are back in 8th place. So the fight for second place in this second heat. Carl Parkin leading out Tim Knox. Lucas has made a mistake and is forced to try and go narrow to hold off Birmingham Wheels' Chris Hackworth. But it hasn't worked and Hackworth is through to 4th place. 2 corners from the finish. Knox looks to the inside of hairpin 3. Parkin has it covered. There's one more shot inside of hairpin 4 and he's going for it. Knox down the inside. Parkin's on the outside. He's going to be run out of this one. Tim Knox will have 2nd for the Throttle Warriors, but it's all behind a superb win from the back of the grid by Danny Harwood. After the race, our man in the pit lane, Gareth Rogers, spoke to the Pontefract Punisher about the healthy spanking he'd just given to Heat 2.
Let's talk about coming through the pack. I mean, tell me about that.
Well, I got a really good start. I mean, everyone bunched up at the start, and I got a good start around the outside, which means I got into the middle of the pack. And then on the first couple of laps, everyone were a bit shy on the brakes, and I just went in a bit harder on the brakes and managed to get by them. Excellent description, finally, because we must get ready for the next race. Tell us a little bit about the Pontefract Punishers. Well, Pontefract Punishers, team to watch out for, that's all I can say. And I think we will be looking at. Sorry it's so brief, but thank you, Danny, well done. Thank you, thanks a lot, cheers.